everyone, how are you doing today? I'm Nikita.
I'm Will.
And we're
this is a couple of goobers.
What?
You see how you doing? I don't know. Okay. Hey, check this out. You're back again, and we're in the No, but today we're gonna do a movie review on Nappily Ever After. Oh yeah, see.
Okay, so
I don't know. You might want to tell them though what's the rating system because somebody might be new.
Okay. So
I think we can watch the first video, but hey, go ahead.
Okay, we're doing a movie review on Nappily Ever After, what Goober One said. So before we get started, we're going to give you our rating system, if you will. So our rating is 1 to 5 goobers. Goobers are peanuts. 1 being ungooberish, 5 being goober-tastic. Okay. So Nappily Ever After was an hour and 38 minutes. It premiered September 21st of 2018, and it premiered.
Yeah, we know we late. But get over it.
And it premiered on the streaming service Netflix.
Shout out to Netflix, making independent filmmakers and doing things on their own without having to go to the big box studio. Shout out to the people.
Okay, so the players, movie star Sanaa Lathan, Whittle, and Lyriq Bent. Was directed by, and I'm probably going to just totally murder the director's name, Haifaa Al-Mansour. The screenplay was written by Adam. Okay.
It said man sour.
But I don't believe that's how you pronounce it.
That's how you pronounce it?
No.
How much sour?
The N could be silent. It could be.
If it's silent, why is it in there?
The screenplay was written by Adam Brooks and C. Marcellus. And it's actually based off of a book by Trisha R. Thomas. And it's actually a series of books. I went to Amazon to look up the book itself. And she actually has written several books. And it looks like there's a series. There's actually 3 books in the series. And on Amazon, you can buy them all together for like $50.
I'm waiting till the movie come out myself. It's just
and it's very interesting that I believe the book was actually written in 2001. So the book is like 17 years old. And I may need to re-verify that. If so, I'll put the information in the description if I need to, if I'm wrong about that. But I believe I saw that the book was written like 17 years ago. So, but at any rate, what we wanted to do is like give you the synopsis of the movie that were on 2 different platforms, and then of course what Netflix said. The reason why is because for me this is not your standard movie review because of what the movie is about. Okay, so the IMDb says Violet Jones, which is the Sanaa Lathan's character, tired of waiting for her longtime boyfriend to propose, breaks up with him. But old feelings and heaps of jealousy, no doubt, arise when he promptly begins dating another woman. And I'll tell you in a little while why I'm reading you these synopses, especially from IMDb and Google. So when you Google Nappily Ever After, over to the right side of your screen or the page, there's like a Google summary, I believe it is, of what the movie is about. And it says, a soulful barber helps a woman piece her life back together after an accident in her salon makes her realize she is not living her best life. And then finally, this is what Netflix says when you click on the movie to watch it, and they have a little synopsis over to the left. It says, perfect boyfriend, perfect job, perfect hair, perfect storm. When her life falls apart, she realizes perfection may be overrated. The reason why I wanted to read that, because a discussion is going to ensue, right? I don't necessarily agree with the IMDb and the Google summary. The Netflix is sort of spot on, right? And the reason is because the IMDb and the Google summary are pieces of what the main character goes through. But it's not really the crux of what the transition is that's going to happen in the movie. And I don't want to give too much of the movie away because I really want you to watch it because it's a really good movie. I will say that you have to realize when you're watching the movie, and sometimes if I already know ahead of time what the movie is about or where the movie is developed from, I go in with that eye and with that mindset. because when you're watching the movie, I knew it was based off of a book, so I could tell that there were some pieces missing, but that's because it was based off of a book. And when a screenplay is developed based off of a book, it's never going to be the whole book, right? So you know there are some pieces that are missing that they may feel is just a detail that is not relevant, but sometimes those details are relevant. One of the things is that overall, to me, and this is my perception and what I believe without reading the book and just watching the movie, that it was not so much that he didn't give, like it says, they broke up because because of the jealousy. What IMDb says, it says that they broke up because of the date, or the issues arise because he begins dating another woman. Then there's the soulful barber thing, and then the perfect boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to give you too much, so it may be a spoiler for someone, but if you've seen the commercial for it, then you know that when they're at the restaurant, that she doesn't get a ring. She thinks it's a ring in that box. So you already get that. So I'm not spoiling that, because you've seen the commercials for it, you already know that part. You know she gets a puppy when she's at the restaurant. So you know that. So that is like the catalyst. But you have to, when the movie starts, you have to see how she develops into the person that she becomes. That goes back to the Netflix where it says the perfect boyfriend, perfect job, perfect hair, perfect storm, and all that stuff. Because she was groomed by her mother to be this perfect person. So she suspected that because she was this perfect person, that she was supposed to get the ring. So because of that, the events after began to happen, but it's really not the events themselves. It's what has already been cooking, if you will, inside of her. It's just that her cutting her hair off. Again, I'm not giving you a spoiler, because if you've seen the commercials, you see her cut her hair off in the commercial. Actually, they show that in the commercial, so you already know that's about to happen. But it's what's already been going on inside of her. It's just like in life, things happen in your life that are just the culmination of some backdrop type things that have happened.
Yeah.
So her cutting her hair off was just a representation of just a myriad of things that have happened, not because she didn't get the ring. And my thing about the reason why I read the synopsis is because it's like it's telling you she did this because she broke up with her boyfriend, or she did this because of the soulful barber gave her some type of another outlook on life, and it didn't have anything to do with either of those, in my opinion.
I want to say this: the cutting of the hair, I think, is a pivotal point. Mm-hmm. I think it's the reason I say that is because ultimately, her cutting her hair sounded like the Samson type story. She believed that the perfection that she was accruing, or the perfection that she had, was spawned from her hair, which is why the things that happened directly after her hair getting cut, and why how she felt, how she conducted herself, how she moved, how she walked, was affected, because she felt that the final piece, the de la creme, was the hair. If the hair wasn't right, nothing was right. So just like Samson's strength was in his hair, when you cut his hair off, his strength went away. Well, when you cut her hair off, she felt all my beauty's gone. Didn't matter what she had on, didn't matter how she moved, it didn't matter how, the confidence was in that one piece, her hair. And to me, the movie deals with coming to terms with the fact that your confidence doesn't lie in any one particular facet of who you are, but in a culmination of who you are. If one thing stops, or one thing fails, or one thing falls, you are still who you were before that thing made you. It didn't make you, just made it. You know, it added to it, it enhanced it, but it was all, the beauty was there before that.
Yes.
And that would be my takeaway from the movie. I don't know.
Because as a woman, I can relate as far as, you know, women, the crown of their beauty is their hair. That's the beginning and end of it. When you're a little girl, and I can say this as an African American woman, and this being an African American woman in this movie, I know about the Saturday when you get your hair washed, dried, and pressed. I remember that. That was a whole thing that we did before that Saturday before you go to church. That's what you do. Hair sizzling, your scalp, because she you know, oil your hair, but she starts pressing it, so she put press the comb close to your naps on your scalp. So a little sizzle just a little bit, and you hope she don't burn you, and you try to jump and she hit you with the comb. I know about all that. It's cooking. I know about all of that. I know about going from the pressing comb to the relaxer, and then realizing that at this age that I had to stop the relaxer because my hair started thin. So now I'm transitioning from the creamy crack to being natural. So I keep braids in my hair. In the in-between time, I try to do something with my hair, but I don't know how to do natural hair. So I understand the background of it, as far as you wanting to look perfect, you becoming as African American women, we have been it's been ingrained in us that basically we have to assimilate. That's the thing about having straightened hair. That you having straightened hair and looking a certain way causes you to be able to assimilate. Now this is a spoiler because you don't see this, I don't think, in the commercials, but after she cuts her hair and she begins to gain that confidence for herself, now that she has this new, it's not about this hair on her head, but what's the beauty that's on the inside of her that she's expressing on the outside. When she goes back to work and she wants to change from the type of advertising that she's doing to a different avenue, because and then when you think about it, she's changing because she does not feel that beauty anymore.
Exactly.
And not that she doesn't think she's beautiful, but she does not want to degrade women or make them think that the way they are is not beautiful.
Well,
So
I would have to say slightly disagree. I think part of it was that, but I think part of it also dealt with the confidence. She still had not gained her confidence back at that point.
yes,
So that's why I say I have to agree a lot with it, but at the same time, she didn't want to do beauty because she didn't feel totally beautiful at that point.
And I think it was a little bit of both.
Yes.
And I'll say why. I'll tell you why I think it's a little bit of both. But at any rate, her boss tells her, okay, I'll let you do this campaign, but if I don't like what you do, then you have to go back to being you. And he said, and I mean all the way back. So when he said all the way back, he was talking about her hair. Because at this point, she was the shade that you see on the front cover when you go to Netflix. That's what she was when he told her this.
Go ahead.
So that's because in society, as African American women, we're being told that we have to conform to a certain way. That if you go to work with your hair natural, you get the comments. People want to touch your hair to see if it feels like a Brillo pad, I guess. I don't know. But that's what we have to go through as African American women. And we should not have to go through that in order to be who we are. The reason why I said that, yes, part of it was because she was transitioning to accepting who she was. But another reason why she didn't want to do the beauty is, like I already said, is because she did not want women to feel as though they had to be this way in order to be accepted. I say this because, again, this is a spoiler. You will see in the movie when she does do the campaign that she's asking to do. She says, the boss asked her, what type of women do you want to use? And she said, normal women, no models. At that point, that's when you realize that she has accepted who she is and knows you do not have to make yourself a certain way in order to be accepted and recognized.
Well, I'm going to have to do a spoiler. Same concept, same scene. I think full exception came when he decided that he was going to go with the other person. Mm-hmm. And she said, I'm done. I think that at that point, her circle had been completed. That was the moment that she said that, something, you're never going to see me past what I was. You're never going to see without the long hair, the flowing dresses, and this, that, and the third. You're never going to see past that. All you're going to see is what you want to see. So let me move around because that's not who I am anymore.
Yes. Overall, it is a very good movie. Again, I have not read the book. I think I am going to buy the book to read the book, just because I enjoyed the movie that much.
I'm going to the movie come out.
The movie's already out.
I'm talking about other books.
I want to see how the writer delved into this a little bit more, right? because when you read the synopsis of the book, the movie is sort of backwards, but that's whatever. But at any rate, really enjoyed the movie. Thought it was great. And it is, I think that if you, no matter whether you're African American, white, Asian, whatever, the movie transcends all that because of the overall theme, right? So it doesn't matter about that. But I think when you watch it, of course we watch movies for entertainment, but then again, when you watch it, you'll get the triumphant and the strength from it when you watch the movie. So,
well, tell me this.
Okay.
What do you give the movie?
Okay. So for me, I give it a 4.5.
I give it a solid 4. I think that it's still a chick flick. So yeah, I said it. Whatever. I don't care. Now, if it's a bad chick flick, no. I think it's a really good type of chick flick. But I enjoyed it.
It's not a chick flick.
Is it empowerment? Okay, I won't say it's a chick flick. I'll say politically correct. It's a female empowerment movie. You cannot deny
it's feminist, because you can't say that it's a chick flick, because a chick flick is like The Notebook. Oh my gosh, the movie is so awesome. But anyway, talk about The Notebook.
So okay.
That's
So
a chick flick.
It is an Angela Davis pro women movement movie.
It's feminist,
and there's nothing wrong with that. That's cool. That's great. I like that. I like those type of movies. I don't like violent movies to say that I do, but I don't. So it really doesn't matter. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for at the time. So I will say this: I give it a strong 4, just because I feel like my daughter brought a valid point. She didn't end up with anybody, and I would have liked to see her end up with somebody. I understand the screenwriter's decision to make her be single, to show that she's strong without the help of a man, and that's great.
Side note, that's a spoiler, and also
Sorry about that.
we have not read the book, so I don't know what happens with this character
in the book.
So I can't say, well, in the book, you see what I'm saying? Because the end of the movie may end, in the chapter right before the end of the book. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They may, she may actually end up with someone, but they stopped it right there because that was what they wanted to represent for the movie.
But I will say this: it is a great movie. I would advise anyone to go watch it.
And I would advise it is not, oftentimes you're watching and you're like, oh my gosh, I just wasted my life.
Yeah.
It's not like that. You will not feel as though you wasted your time with this movie.
What is it? Something in the Bill, the movie was King of the Bill. Yeah. I couldn't tell without seeing that. Not personal. I applaud they did it. But some things you shouldn't do. So, on that note, we're going to say,
For me, it's a 4.5.
For me, it's a strong 4.
For Goober 1, it's a 4. So it's between a 4 and a 4.5. So we didn't agree on that with this movie. But we do agree that it is a good movie, that it is a movie that you should watch.
Yeah.
And not just watch it for entertainment, but watch it for what the message is that's in it.
Yes.
Because it is a really good movie.
I think that, I will say this, I think that every single, and I hope not to sound too biased, but I think that every single young African American young lady from the ages of I dare to say 4 to high school to even college should watch this film. And the reason I say that is solely because I think it is something that they struggle with at some point in time in their life, just figuring out who they are as young women. And I think that they should definitely watch this film and see how some professional women of older ages navigate, and move through this thing called life. They can gain a lot. I think they can learn a lot if they watch it from the lens of how can I take this person and apply the things that they go through to my life.
And also, it is a great movie for mothers of African American girls to watch, because you see the mother character who has in her head what she believes how she believes the daughter should be in order to get a man. And basically that's what it is. I mean, it is what it is. You know, be successful, but this is what you need to do in order to get a husband. And I think that as mothers, we should, for those of us who are mothers of daughters, period, it doesn't matter whether they're African American or whatever, but as an African American mother, as a mother of girls, that is something that you have to watch. You trying to project onto your daughters how they need to be in order to have a man. And I hope that I have given my daughters the skills and the knowledge to know that you need to be independent. Because if this guy decides he's going to leave tomorrow, you need to be able to take care of yourself. So you have to be a whole person going into a relationship. That's a totally different subject for another video. I might do one on that one day. But for this, the movie review for Nappily Ever After, again, great movie. 4.5 for me, 4 for Goober 1. You should watch it.
So on that note, I want you guys to have a
Goober-tastic day.